Parts guy says. Test. Squirrel says. Test test.
Hello. Hello. Cool. Great.
Richard Hines says. You just confused the shit out of me.
New sound alerts
Squirrel
went. Cool.
says. New sound alerts when.
Hey, cool. Hope
Richard
y'all
Hines
enjoyed hearing
says,
me yell at my kid.
I didn't know
Anyways.
where the noise was coming from. Richard Hines says. We need new sound alerts for a new horror game.
Do we? See.
Squirrel says. We do LOL. Richard Hines says. Like an air horn.
Okay,
Richard
let me see
Hines
what we can
says,
add.
Kiwiway.
No. That's the first one to get removed. See.
Squirrel says, fine, I guess.
No, I'm not removing it. Okay, let's see. Add new button. Jump scare. Does this one sound? I'm not gonna.
Knock knock penis knock.
That's not one. How's that one? This one looks a little short. Let's try it. Perfect. No, don't charge bits for it. Let's see. Out of the way. It's 0 volume. We're turning the volume down for it. Let's.
Squirrel says, that'll be great for stressful situations, lol.
It sure will. No, that one's still kind of loud. Man, is there no turning it down? %. Okay, I guess we're not able to turn it down. Huh. Oh, testing browser source. Okay. Okay, that sounds up a little bit. Okay. Name that one Scream. Okay, let's find another jump scare. Open volume mixer and go ahead and turn that down. That way it's not screaming at y'all again. One looks like it lasts too long. What about this one? That one's anxiety inducing. Let's do that one. That one's good too. Stop trying to do it as bits. We run a free economy here. For now. Testing browser source. Okay, good. And we'll do one more. 2, 3. Get this one. No, I don't like that one. that the one we just added? Oh, that's the no. That one lasts a little while.
Oh shit!
Let's add this one.
Squirrel says. Anime one.
Which anime one? I think I know which one you're talking about. Shoot.
Squirrel says. You know.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I know. Okay, let me check the volume on this one right quick. Testing browser source.
Richard Hines.
Oh shit!
Coins if we do melee testing. No, not random sound. No, what is it? No, we're not adding that one. Okay, add new button. Sound video.
Anime!
Oh. Do that one.
Where'd you get that line from?
Not sure what to tap to look for it.
Squirrel says.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so we'll have
Coins, 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 penis, coins, coins, penis, penis,
oh no,
penis.
the bots are getting crafty.
Bots are getting crafty.
D.
Ooh.
Okay, so we'll have that deep mail one. No, 0 bits. Stop trying to charge people. Okay, see if we can find the more high pitched to woo.
Ooh, Nuzzles, you're so boy.
Oh god, no.
Ooh.
Oh no, that one. Okay, maybe that one. Ooh. No, that was the mail one.
Squirrel says.
Yeah.
That's for Richard, LOL.
I'm sure. Okay, 0 bits. Okay, we should be ready to rock and roll. As soon as I turn off that. Okay. Game's open. Okay. Dang. I'll make it
Richard
transparent.
Hines says. What was for me?
You'll see it on sound alerts. Don't worry.
Richard Hines says. The Willie and Willie's Nightfall?
Yes. That's for you.
Squirrel says. Oh no.
Okay, you know what? We'll just...
Oh shit!
Oh. Somebody got banned for a second. I was like, uh-oh. Okay, so Willie's Nightfall. You try to find documents and get out. Let's see what happens. Going on normal because I've never
Richard
played this
Hines
before.
says, Slenderman.
Yeah, just like that.
Richard Hines says, or woman /.
Or
Richard Hines says, not gonna judge.
judgment free zone. You gotta find all confidential documents before you can leave. Multiple floors you can start on. Eerie. Be a short run. Oh, you mother! No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
3D says, thank you for the follow, Smart Mary.
Thank you for the. Oh,
Smart
oh
Mary
gosh, there's
says,
some glass in the
I'm a
way.
huge fan of this game.
Oh.
Would love to play with you. Discord ID, Eloquent Shaw.
No. Mods ban that fucker.
Squirrel says, boy, that was fast.
Yeah, it was. So was I. So we're going back this way. You sure he's still creeping over there? Oh, did I get rid of the sound effect? Oh, nope, there it is. I was like, oh, cool, somebody's actually legitimately. It's like, no, never mind.
Richard Hines says, not too smart of Mary if you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying. Like, hey, I want to play with you on a single player game. It's like, that's not how that works. Oh, I can hide in lockers? Wonder how well that works while he's chasing you, though. Okay. What's that? That's mother trucker. Still hear him. Nope. Wait, unless that's one of the sound alerts. It isn't, screw you. Here, bro, walking. I just don't see.
Richard Hines says, good ol' stinkboat Winky.
Exactly. Ookie. Ooh. No, 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 no. Wait for him to slowly go by. Yeah, keep walking. Get out of here. There anymore. Oh, of course, he can open doors. That makes sense.
Richard Hines says, am a huge fan of this game. Would love to play with you. Discord ID, penis penis penis.
Squirrel, ban him. Ban that Richard. Where did he go? 70.
Richard Hines says, heck.
Oh shit!
Squirrel
Right
says,
there. Oh, I saw him right there. Scared the freaking crap out of me with that. Alright, let's see what we got going on. In the drawer. Oh no, individual drawers. Dang it. Over here? Nope. Oh, that's not good.
Richard Hines says, it's the way I would want to go after all the Rouge talk.
It's fair. Coming through. Maybe they were later. Okay, any documents over here? Oh. Suck. Oh, hearing. Hope he's not looping back around this way or I'm screwed. Nope. Play the spooky game where I just hide in one area.
Squirrel says, WTF.
What the? Sling that way. Sounds like he's over this way. I hear him stepping. Which ones did I set up and not set up? Okay, I don't hear him stepping, so we should be good for a little bit. Okay, looks like nothing over here.
Squirrel says, we'll never tell.
Man, I'll have to find it. Oh, what the? Something clipping in and out. Got it. Look, Steamboat Willie stuff. He's probably about to bust through that door. I'll deal with it. It is that key's not for that door. Come on. And we already assessed it's not for this door, right? Documents. And how about me? You must. For you. Hey. See. Anything at this desk? Can't be terribly mad at y'all. This is my own fault for playing this stupid game. Ooh, something shiny.
Oh shit!
Richard Hines says, bang. Squirrel says, got about 2 minutes before ads.
Okay, thanks for the heads up. I didn't see it. I was too busy stressing. I think he went to a different floor. Yeah, I need to keep in mind different parts of the floor make different sounds.
Richard Hines says, Oh heck yeah, I don't have to watch ads.
I duck down, can
Richard
I hug?
Hines says. Thanks Paps. Squirrel says.
I
You're
see.
welcome child.
Nope. Ain't dealing with that. There's a rodent infestation. Ooh. That was very unsettling. Got that door open. Let's go. Make sure he doesn't come through first. Ah, screw it. We're going in here. Surely he won't come in here. He said with the utmost confidence. Stop that. Can't tell if he's getting closer or going further away. Now, is there any reason to come in here?
Richard Hines says. 30 minutes until ads are here.
Yeah,
Richard
wait.
Hines says. Huey you're he.
Okay. 2 documents. Can we just leave with 2? Maybe that actually pauses it. We'll find out the hard way, I guess.
Squirrel says. The files are in the computer.
Files are in the computer. Oh, man. I think the jump scares were a terrible idea on this. Okay, ad break. Let's add a couple more sounds, or at least one. Well, you know, it's going to start soon anyways.
Richard Hines says. I'll get you with a good one.
Oh. I'm sure it's going to be penis, 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 penis. Oh, that was pretty good. Problem is searching jump scare on sound alerts. They're all
Who a
new.
nice one, butthead.
No. I'd rather not. Oh, that one's kind of long. Sure, why not? Unless we already got that one. It'll be a mystery which one's which.
Richard Hines says. I wish I could make it laugh like Beavis. I don't know why I've had Beavis and Butthead on the brain lately.
I'll do you one better. I will add Beavis and Butthead laugh. Let's see. Hello? Thank you. Beavis. Ed. No, that one lasts too long. We're not doing that for 11 seconds. No, we're not doing 11 seconds. Oh, 4 seconds? How's that one? Will that one work for you? The laughing boing work.
Richard Hines says, love it.
Perfect. I can't wait to pee all over myself when I hear it. Being scared.
Richard Hines says, if we keep it quiet, maybe it'll confuse you.
But I'm sure it will. Oh, wait, did I make it 0 bits? Okay, we're good. All right, let's get back to it. Thing is, the files are in the computer. Okay. 2590. I need you to remember that. Richard. World's got the next security code to remember. It's rude. Do that.
Squirrel says, rude. Richard Hines says, 0952.
Perfect. I already forgot it. 2590. There's a 9, right? Or is that a 3? No, that's a 9. 2590. Crap myself, I heard him open a door.
Richard Hines says, just look at what I posted in the mirror and it'll become clear. Richard Hines says, I got you, fam.
I think the most unsettling part is not knowing whether he's going to come through the door or not. I don't appreciate that.
Richard Hines says, someone's at the door.
I'm sure
Richard
they
Hines
are.
says,
go check.
Oh shit!
Can I peek through the door and be okay? No, you motherfucker! My pinky slipped off the sprint. Try this again. Darn, I don't keep anything. I'm already hearing him from the get-go. This is bull crap. Guess he's on this floor, right? Through that. Start on this floor. Plot twist, there's one on each floor. I would be so mad. Waffle stomping through, don't mind me. Oh. That code, I bet it's 2590. I bet it's changed. Yep. Dang. Wouldn't that have been convenient? I swear I heard him open a door upstairs.
Richard Hines says, 2590.
That was it. It wasn't for this run, though. Okay.
Richard Hines says, the caption said 2596.
Amazing. And I'm going to come around corner. He's going to be right there. so mad. His steps are getting crushed.
Richard Hines says, I think I hear him around the corner.
You did. You did hear him around the corner. Oh. This is bad for my heart rate. We should probably do melee smash.
Earl says,
chat plays melee testing.
Bro.
Oh no. Oh.
Richard Hines says, you just got willied.
Sure did. The name of the game is Don't Get Willied. Of course I heard him open a door. Oh, screw that, we're going upstairs now. I'll just medium ones. No, that's not fair. Well, this is how this run ends. And if he spots me here, it's... That was unsettling. I'll wait here till his feet steps go away. Steps. I heard him. It's getting louder though. Okay. See, I don't know if that's one of y'all doing that or if that's from the game. No, that's not from the game. Nothing. Oh. We got it this time.
Richard Hines says, he knocked to let you know he was there.
He did.
Richard Hines says, and you just didn't trust it.
Didn't. He was knocking like, hey, I'm over here. Door. It's rude. Ooh, I see something under that seat. I get to a safe. Okay, which way do I dart?
Richard Hines says, Link, no, that's not from the game, clipped by Richard Hines.
Go away, just go away. He's freaking whistling.
Richard Hines says, it's a very odd setting for a character named Stinky Vote Winky. Why wouldn't it be on like the Bayou or something?
That part actually scared me. Which key do I've got? JR office key. Oh man. Meeting. Don't have anything for it. Wait. What's the door?
Richard Hines says, it stands for junior office key because it's a smaller key than the other one.
Fair. Meeting room key. Got it. Okay. Yeah, here. What?
Squirrel says, Jesus.
Right. I was intently listening, trying to see if he was coming.
Richard Hines says, that was loud as heck, dude.
Yeah. I mean, think. Oh man, don't tell me the keys are starting to mess up. Okay. Okay. Seeing anything? Which way? Heard the door. Went from. Okay, so I can open that door now. And that door. Games. I'm taking the inputs well now. Oh man. Okay, so the plan is wait for him to loop around, then I'll go to one of those side rooms. So now he's
Richard
right
Hines
here.
says, I'm trying to see what will scare you.
Oh, anything. Especially when I'm trying to listen intently for footsteps. Oh, go away. Where are you walking around? Okay. Which door is that?
Richard Hines says, I know what'll scare you.
Oh, yeah? Nope.
Richard Hines says,
Hear him whistling.
gonna slide my steamboat Winky in your DMS.
Oh, no. I thought it was safe till I heard him whistling. I was like, nope.
Oh shit!
He's dead. I wish. Okay, come on.
Richard Hines says, I shot him for you.
Thank you. I
Richard
appreciate
Hines
it.
says, you're safe to go now.
I appreciate it. So if I get caught, it's your fault. Okay, he went through that door. Okay, I don't have that key. Okay, so we got 1119.
Richard Hines says, If this took place on a big cargo freighter, it would make more sense than a big-ass office.
Fair. This is an awful game. I don't know why people want to speedrun it. What was the numbers? 3 1s and a 9? Yes. And I don't remember where that room is. Meeting rooms the other way.
Richard Hines says, that was on Squirrel. Richard Hines says, Kiwi.
You're not wrong. Squirrel, it's your turn. 1119. Okay, so I think I got this key.
Richard Hines says, if you're American when you go into the bathroom and American when you come out of the bathroom, what are you in the bathroom?
European. Oh, is this the meeting room? It's projector room. I don't know which direction it's come from. I'm assuming that.
Squirrel says, European.
Yeah. I hear him. Mirror in front of him. I need to check that desk for something. Walking a lot. I think he's down this way. Oh, no! Why? You dirty, dirty mouse. Okay. Jump scares don't work after I'm already dead. Okay. Don't want to find all the confidential stuff. Those are collectibles you can pick up. Our 10 hit. Yeah, we're not looking for all of those. We're not looking for all 10. We're not even looking for any of them. Oh, I got a good idea. Let's speedrun this. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh, great. Computer doesn't like everything on it running. It's like, here, I'll hold those inputs for you. Which way he's coming from? Nope. Spit, 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 spit. Gonna hide in one of these? Nope. So, future reference, you cannot hide in a locker while he's chasing you. Why don't they have anything easier than normal? Oh, look, it's the collectible again. Stop. Go away. But yes, you're right here. Nope. This isn't fun anymore. Let's go to Smash. Let's go test out inputs on Smash Bros. This is not fun. Okay. That was a horrible idea. Who came up with that? Close that. Oh, crowd control. Smash.
Richard Hines says,
Please.
done with the stink beat Winky?
Yes, I know.
Richard Hines says, my kid fell over and when I came back it was a different game.
That's usually how it works, right? Oh, right. I can't type the
Richard
word.
Hines says, well, you Winky type game from the looks of it.
Oh, yeah, Wild Winky. Yes. Right, I forgot the moderation. I can't type screw this game. It might offend somebody. Let's go watch a hot tub stream. Loading.
Richard Hines says, just do a hot tub stream.
Perfect. What could go wrong? Oh, I'm on the wrong. We are. That up. There it goes. Okay. Where's that at, though? Ah, there you are. Okay. Okay. Awaiting connector. Okay. Did not load correctly. Let's try that again. Okay. Which game?
Richard Hines says, taunt. Richard Hines says, taunt.
Not set
Richard
up
Hines
yet.
says,
Give me a minute.
Taunt.
Quit taunting me. Why is it awaiting connector? Huh. Okay, come on, crowd control. Delay. There we go. Just in time for an ad break. Uh-oh. Controller's not plugged in.
Oh shit!
Richard Hines says, Mr. Mario, get down.
Mario, get down. So we got ads in 30 seconds. It'll give us time to get stuff set up. And for me to add a few things on, whatchamacallit, streamer bot. There we go. That thing with the bots and the streaming. But at least we have some good music. How do you get to
Hines
that?
says, what about the bot that farms coins for us? You know, coin, but Squirrel says, give me a second.
Okay.
Dealing with stuff.
Deal with stuff. You're fine. I got ad spam down BA for you. Here we go.
Performing for you. You know the words you can join into. Put your hands together if you want to clap.
Yeah, we're turning those off.
Donkey Kong is the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally back to kick some tail. His coconut gun can fire in spurts. If he shoots ya, it's gonna
Richard Hines
hurt.
says,
He's bigger,
why is that so loud?
and stronger too. He's the first member of the team.
Which one, the sound alerts or the music?
Donkey Kong, DK. Donkey Kong is here.
As profile.
This Kong's got style, so listen up, dude. She can shake it, side to
Richard Hines says, the sound alert.
I don't know, we're about to not worry about it here in a minute.
Richard Hines says, that particular one is so loud.
Okay, load this profile.
No style, has no grace. This Kong has
Get
a funny face.
These.
He can handstand when he needs to and stretch his arms out just for you. Inflating himself just like a balloon.
There we go.
This great Z Kong just sings this tune.
I'll go ahead and turn that notice off before. Okay, actions. Up. Okay. Let's see. I need to add and Stop.
Slow, he can jump high, but this calls one heck of a guy. Come on, Cranky. Take it to the
That one.
fridge.
Just a spam.
Nut, peanut, pineapple smells. Grape, melons, oranges, and coconut shells. Walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells. Grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells. Oh yeah!
Okay. Oh.
He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally back to kick some tail.
Triggers.
His coconut gun
Okay, fine.
can fire in spurts. If he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. He's bigger, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the DK crew. DK, Donkey Kong, DK.
System keyboard press. Yes. Okay.
This car's got style, so listen up, dude. She can shake it, stop to her. Look.
Richard Hines says, I'm ready to wave dash.
Oh wait, this is crap. Okay. How do I do this? How do I spam B down?
Has no grace. This car has a funny face. He can handstand when he needs to and
Okay.
stretch it just for you. Inflate himself just like a balloon. This great Z car just sings this tune.
Oh, okay. I've got the one for B down. Okay. So maybe I can copy that as a sub action. Okay. Nope. Sure can't. Oh, maybe? Maybe? Dang. Okay. Man. No, actions. Actions. Okay. Run action.
So strong it isn't funny, can make a remnant cry out for mummy.
Action.
Richard Hines says, talk.
It's not turned on right now.
Talk. Richard Hines says, talk.
He can jump high,
Action.
but this calls one heck of a guy.
Okay.
Come on, Cranky.
Action down.
Take it to the fridge. Walnut, peanut,
Pineapple shell.
grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells.
Richard Hines says, you took away the laugh tracks. Richard Hines says, how dare you?
Till everybody
Richard Hines
learns
says,
to.
I was going to laugh at my own joke.
Oh, that's tragic. Okay.
He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally back to kick some
Hey.
tail. His coconut gun can fire in spurts. If he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. He's bigger,
Might need to switch the
faster,
order,
and
though.
stronger, too. He's the first member of the DK crew. DK, Donkey Kong, DK. Donkey Kong is here.
This car's got style, so listen up, dude. She can shake it, stop to her. Look. She's quick and nimble when she needs to be. She can blow through the air and climb up trees.
Okay. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to work, but we're going to try it.
Choose or you not choose wrong with a skip and a hot cheese. One good car. DK, Donkey Kong.
Richard Hines says,
He has
talk.
no style.
Don't have
Richard
it
Hines
on
says,
yet.
Talk.
Kong
Richard
has a
Hines
funny
says,
face.
talk.
He can handstand.
Richard
when
Hines
he
says,
needs to and
it worked.
stretch his arms out.
It worked. Thank you for testing.
Squirrel says, okay, let's try this shit. Richard Hines says, all left. Richard Hines says, right.
Okay. Hold
Richard
on.
Hines
Let me turn the
says,
controls on.
smash. Richard Hines says, talked. Richard Hines says, talked.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, I don't want to do it that way.
Squirrel says, up.
Where's... Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. How's that? Okay. Now, what command do I have? Switch. Okay.
Richard Hines says, dibs on Lucario.
Awesome.
Squirrel
Okay.
says, ass lizard.
Okay. Controls should be on.
Richard Hines says, OT Ridley.
No, they're not. Okay. I did something wrong. Oh, no, they're on. Okay.
Squirrel says, up. Richard Hines says, or Greeningia.
We're going to do something.
Richard Hines says, talked. Squirrel says, Richard, you aren't helping.
Okay. So, for testing purposes, and honestly, it's something we're going to do eventually.
Richard Hines says, up.
Okay, Squirrel, you shouldn't be getting hit by the spam filter if it doesn't do it for mods.
Squirrel says, up. Squirrel says, up.
You're almost there. Keep going.
Squirrel says, up.
Any second now.
Squirrel says,
Oh,
up. Squirrel says, up. Squirrel says, up. Squirrel says, right. Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, left.
unless the spam filter hits mods
Richard
too.
Hines says, who we playing? Richard Hines says, where I up? Squirrel says, Link want the fat lizard. Richard Hines says, where we dropping boys? Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, hey.
It's okay, I'll figure out somebody else for the bot for a second.
Give. Squirrel says, me. Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, 5. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, hey. Squirrel says, hey.
Do I need to switch
Richard
characters?
Hines says, wait.
Yes.
Squirrel says, no. Squirrel says, let's go.
All right, so Captain Falcon and Ganondorf versus Falco. Let's go. Oh wait, everybody's team
Richard
red.
Hines says, my main.
No, he's your main. Hey, we look fine in blue. Okay.
Richard Hines says, Captain Wolf.
Oh, wrong game. Okay, We are, man, let's see. Let's do Donkey Kong level.
Richard Hines says, jump. Squirrel says, I wanted Bowser, but this is fine, I guess. Richard Hines says, Richard Hines says, sorry boss. Squirrel says, grump. Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says,
Be down works. That's good.
Hines says, Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, Squirrel says, down. Squirrel says, hey. Richard Hines says, talk. Squirrel says, right. Squirrel says, hey. Richard Hines says, show me your moves. Richard Hines says, talk.
The text to speech can't keep up.
Squirrel says, plump.
Oh.
Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines
Okay,
says,
instead of smash, I've got oh, you're back up. Press A, press A, press A.
Squirrel
Okay.
says,
Yes.
Squirrel says, down.
No.
Richard Hines says, beat. Squirrel says, Richard Hines says, F. Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, hey.
Instead of continue slaying A, you can do spam.
Richard Hines says, hey. Richard Hines says,
Or is it A spam? I can't remember.
Richard Hines says, hey. Squirrel says, down. Squirrel says, down. Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, hey. Richard Hines says, hey. Richard Hines says, hey. Richard Hines says, Richard Hines says, hey. Richard Hines says, hey. Richard Hines says, hey.
We'll do
Says, head. Squirrel says, Richard Hines says, a spam. Squirrel says,
we'll do Final Destination next time.
Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, a spam. Squirrel says, left. Squirrel says, right. Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, oh geez. Richard Hines says, wait. Richard Hines says, so. Squirrel says, a down. Richard Hines says, left and right make him go too far. Richard Hines says, it makes him sprint off. Squirrel says,
So we need slot left,
Richard Hines says,
slot right.
Richard Hines says,
Or we can do left and right be
Squirrel says,
a little bit and then have far left, far right. Okay. Yeah.
Squirrel says, a spam.
Slot.
Richard Hines says, a spam. Richard Hines says, run. Richard Hines says, run. Squirrel says, spam. Richard Hines says, maybe. Richard Hines says, a spam.
Yeah, run. Run makes more sense.
Richard Hines says, right. Squirrel
So that
says,
way be like run left, run right. Okay.
Squirrel says,
Oh, it works though. I'll give it that.
Squirrel says, down.
For smashes, that's C left, C plus direction. So it's like C right,
Richard Hines says,
C up.
Richard Hines says, right. Squirrel says, right. Squirrel says, cup. Richard Hines says, what does B do then? Richard Hines says,
Wait, Smash is the C stick, right?
Squirrel says, down.
I thought B was special.
Richard Hines says, no. Richard
Doesn't
Hines
sound-
says, I think B is Smash. Richard Hines says, C was added in GameCube, wasn't it?
Yes.
Squirrel says, this guy just loves flying off the map.
For
Richard
real.
Hines says, because it moved to C stick.
Yeah, Smash attacks when you do the heavy hitting A button attacks. B button's special attacks. So C stick is the quick smashes. Let's disable for right now. Okay. So left and right we need to change up a little bit. We're gonna rename that run left.
Squirrel says, Bowser this time. Give me my fat ass Dino.
Run left, run right. Okay, so I'm gonna have to rename some stuff. Let's see. Okay,
Richard
I've got
Hines
this.
says, Donkey Kong this time.
Dang, I don't have a coin
Richard
flip.
Hines says, so I can monkey with his pick.
No, rude. What am I doing? Stream elements. What we are going to do to decide which one y'all play as. Oh wait, who?
Richard Hines
No,
says,
Richard
just
picked
go
last
Bowser.
time, so it's Squirrel's turn. Okay, we're not doing this. Okay. Crap. What are we doing? What was I
Richard
doing?
Hines says,
Close that.
wait,
So Bowser.
Richard Hines says, I didn't pick last
I
time.
thought you picked Captain Falcon.
Richard Hines says,
Oh,
we
okay.
just fumbled around and picked him.
Okay, fine. I'll add a D20 option. Whoever rolls highest gets it. How's that sound? Or whoever the character ends on after a 2-minute
Richard Hines
timer.
says, not. Richard Hines says,
Go
just
Bowser.
boy Bowser.
Okay. Okay, let me
Richard
get
Hines
these.
says, I just
okay.
wanted to clear that up.
Okay, I thought. Okay, I misunderstood. It's my bad. Okay, so formations. One left, run right. So now I need to add just left. Right. Okay. Copy trigger. A left, copy, delete. Okay, we gotta add run left and run right.
Squirrel says, maybe.
Okay, run left as one word. Okay. And run right.
Squirrel says, okay, now I'm back on LOL. I had to switch my VPN location to reduce lag. Now I'm Atlanta.
Atlanta ATL. Okay. So left's just gonna be WordPress left.
Squirrel says, I was in Tokyo this whole time wondering why it was taking forever. LOL.
Nice. Okay. System, keyboard, J. Okay. I'll run. We need to switch that to run left. We gotta change all of that.
Richard Hines says, that's a long ass distance. Richard Hines says, how did you fly so fast?
Flapped his arms really hard.
Richard Hines says, taunt. Richard Hines says, taunt. Richard Hines says, taunt. Richard Hines says, I want to play Ryu.
We have to unlock him first. Okay. Yeah, be right.
Richard Hines says, damn. Richard Hines says, what about Olimar?
We still have to unlock him.
Ryu? Like Street Fighter? Richard Hines says, yeah.
Okay. Here. Switch. Ouch. Oh. No, okay. Right jump's fine. Okay.
Richard Hines says, what about PD Perhana? Squirrel says, I want Akuma. Squirrel says, so I can come.
Fair. Okay, taunts. Okay. So run right. Run left.
Richard Hines says, come over. Richard Hines says,
Okay.
I got you covered. Squirrel says, hee hee. Richard Hines says, so that you can have me covered.
Oh my. Okay. Right, yep. Left. And left. Okay.
Richard Hines says, taunt. Richard Hines says, taunt. Squirrel
Okay.
says, woo-woo.
Okay, so text to speech is going on mute for right now.
Richard Hines says, can I play as Rob?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do Rob.
Richard Hines says, taunt. Richard Hines says, taunt.
Stop it for a minute.
Richard Hines says, taunt. Richard Hines says, bye chat. Richard Hines says, "It was nice talking at you."
Well, at least you got that part right.
Richard Hines says, "But he is silencing me."
Where's that playing through? OBS? Oh, well, it don't matter. Okay.
Squirrel says, "It's just a timeout."
Just for a little while. Just a timeout for a
Squirrel
little while.
says, "You'll be fine." Richard Hines says, "To beat a dead horse and make a bad analogy, he's gelding my horse."
Okay. Did y'all want to try to select Bowser? Or did you want me? Or which character did we decide?
Squirrel says, "Not the horse."
Oh, not the horse.
Richard Hines says, "Yes." Richard Hines says, "B."
Bobby
Richard
didn't
Hines
work.
says, "Left."
Did he not work?
Richard Hines says, "Left." Richard Hines says, "Left." Squirrel says,
Oh, what? He
Bowser.
doesn't work down that low. Okay.
Richard Hines says, "A." Richard Hines says, "Dang." Richard Hines says, "Up." 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 Squirrel says, "Up." Squirrel says, "Right." Richard Hines says, "B." Richard Hines says, "Right." Richard Hines says,
Not with the
Right.
taunt.
Squirrel says, "Down." Richard Hines says, "Left." Richard Hines says,
But trying to turn off team
Down.
battle.
Squirrel says,
Oh, wait, that's me up there.
Richard Hines says, "Up." Richard Hines says, "Taunt."
Yeah.
Squirrel says, "Hey."
Okay.
Richard Hines says, "I don't know if we can get it with us moving this far."
I can
Richard Hines
get
says,
it for you.
"Up."
Oh, there we go.
Richard Hines says, "Left." Squirrel says, "Hey."
I think you gotta pick the puck back up first.
Richard Hines says, "Hey." Richard Hines says, "Hey." Richard Hines says, "Hey." Richard Hines says,
There we go.
Richard Hines says, "Hey."
Okay. Oh, I was trying to move the computer character with the mouse. For some reason that won't work.
Richard Hines says,
Oh no.
"Nail it." Richard Hines says, "Nailed."
Okay, so we'll be green. Let me switch something right quick. Just so I can get y'all back where you're supposed to
Richard
be.
Hines says, "The bot can play as Ike."
Oh, okay. Bought as Ike. There.
Squirrel says, "LOL, I thought it said nose."
All right. Okay, so a flat level. Okay, this has got a few platforms. I think we're gonna do a little bit with this. Okay, friendly fire's on.
Richard Hines says,
Forgot.
"Talk." Richard Hines says, "Talk." Richard Hines says, "Talk." Squirrel says, "Hey." Squirrel says, "Down."
Oh no.
Squirrel says, down. Squirrel says, left. Squirrel says, up. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, A. Squirrel says, down. Squirrel says, a spam. Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, talked. Squirrel says, up. Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, left. Squirrel says, C. Squirrel says, a right. Squirrel says, Richard Hines says,
Hey, you got a KO.
Richard Hines says,
Look at you go.
left. Squirrel says, spam. Squirrel says, talk. Squirrel says, down.
Sorry.
Richard Hines says, I'm the best. Richard Hines says, talk. Richard Hines says, talk. Richard Hines says, talk.
Nice dodge.
Squirrel says, a down.
Sorry.
Richard Hines says, right. Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, down. Squirrel says, hey. Squirrel says, hey. Squirrel says, up. Richard Hines says, BUP. Richard Hines says, BUP. Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, BUP. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, hey. Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, a spam. Squirrel says, left. Richard Hines says, a down. Squirrel says, down. Squirrel says,
It's all you. I softened him up for you.
Richard Hines says, the C buttons jump.
C buttons
Squirrel
jumped.
says, down. Richard Hines says, didn't they? Squirrel says,
Oh, nice. Got another
Richard
KO.
Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, right. Squirrel says, a spam.
Try the C stick again.
Squirrel says, a spam. Squirrel says, hey. Richard Hines says, spam.
Well, it's not C by
Squirrel says,
itself. It's like C right, C up, C down.
Richard Hines says, right. Squirrel says, right.
Okay, so C right's working.
Richard Hines says, wait.
Oops.
Squirrel says,
Nice.
left. Richard
Yes,
Hines
this is
says,
melee.
This is melee, isn't it? Richard Hines says, NBM. Richard Hines says,
You're,
I
yeah.
was thinking in 64. Squirrel says, talk. Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, long life the king. Squirrel says, right. Richard Hines says,
Which I think,
Richard Hines says, right.
after just wanting a single jump, I think I have it set up for
Squirrel
jump.
says, down. Squirrel says, up. Richard Hines says, left. Squirrel says, left. Richard Hines says, hey. Richard Hines says, a spam. Squirrel says,
Oh.
great.
No.
Richard Hines says, right. Squirrel says, right. Squirrel says,
Ooh, no.
cup.
It's getting ready to grab you just in case. Oh, no.
Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, down. Richard Hines says, talk. Richard Hines says, talk. Squirrel says,
All right,
down.
let's see how many KOs you
Richard
got.
Hines says,
3, I think. 2 or 3.
Richard Hines says,
3.
right.
There we go.
Squirrel says, taunt. Richard Hines says, 2. Squirrel says, I think we got this LOL.
Yeah.
Richard Hines says, oh wow. Richard Hines says, matched the bot.
All right, shall we bump it up to 2 now?
Richard Hines says, we peaked.
Has peaked. Okay.
Richard Hines says, hang up the crown. Squirrel says, oh no.
Oh no. I don't know what these names are because I totally
Squirrel
did
says,
not just pull a save file.
Squirrel says, up. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, up. Richard Hines says, down. Richard Hines says, hey. Squirrel says, who. Richard Hines says,
Oh man.
Crite. Richard Hines says, Crite. Richard Hines says, Crite. Richard Hines says, I don't know. Richard Hines says, up to
Oh
you.
man.
Richard Hines says, cup. Richard Hines says, count. Squirrel says, up. Richard Hines says, cleft. Richard Hines says, crite. Squirrel says, up. Squirrel says, left. Squirrel says, random.
Oh wait, no, we don't need to be in
Richard
this.
Hines
No,
says,
get out of that.
Did see down work. Richard Hines says,
It looks like it works. It's just like a quick flick. That.
Richard Hines says, heck. Richard Hines says, I was gonna turn it to start.
Okay.
Richard Hines says, down.
All right, how many stocks
Richard
we do?
Hines says, up. Richard Hines says, up. Richard Hines says, up. Richard Hines says,
I keep forgetting that this is muted for the stream. I'm hearing every single
Richard Hines
action.
says, up. Richard Hines says, B.
I gotta figure out how to turn that
Richard
off for
Hines
text to
says,
speech.
Right. Richard Hines says, hey. Squirrel says, so am I LOL. Richard Hines says, we can still hear it too.
What? Okay.
Richard Hines says, up. Richard Hines
Thought I
says,
had it muted.
up. Richard Hines says, B.
Okay, I see.
Squirrel says, rug height. Squirrel says, right. Richard Hines says, hey. Squirrel says, right. Richard Hines says, ice clingers.
Oh, so.
Squirrel says, hey.
Oh well, I guess we still listening to it.
Richard Hines says, up. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, hey.
All right, we ready? We'll do one more test and then we'll get off. I'll be. Random or let y'all pick.
Richard Hines says, hey. Squirrel says, ran.
Aye. Oh no, it's too strong. It's level 2. Oh, right. I forgot I got crowd control on.
Squirrel
He's
says,
big.
Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, left. Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, left. Squirrel says,
Oops.
Squirrel says,
No, not super far camera.
Squirrel says, Squirrel says, Richard Hines says,
No, come back.
left. Squirrel says, a span. Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, right. Squirrel says,
Hey, why'd you do that? That's rude.
Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, right.
Goodbye.
Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, E. Richard Hines says, E. Squirrel says, left.
Oops.
Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, E. Squirrel says, left.
Oh no, I'm huge. Oh, now I'm tiny.
Squirrel says,
Ah,
Richard Hines says, E. Richard Hines says,
hey,
Squirrel says,
that's rude. Don't do that.
Richard Hines says, E. Richard Hines says, E. Squirrel says, a spam. Richard
Wouldn't be
Hines
doing that
says,
if they weren't all just one coin.
Squirrel says, left. Squirrel says, Squirrel says, up. Squirrel says, cut. Richard Hines says, down.
Dang.
Richard Hines says, I probably won't. Richard Hines says, I have a problem.
You do.
Squirrel says,
Crowd control go burr. Oh no, not this. Ugh.
Squirrel says, Yuki. Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, a down. Richard Hines says, a down. Squirrel says, right. Richard Hines says, a down. Richard Hines says, a down. Richard Hines says, a down. Squirrel says, spam. Richard Hines says, low. Squirrel says, tall. Squirrel says,
Rude.
Squirrel says, okay. Squirrel says,
Oh no.
Squirrel says, left. Squirrel says,
Ugh.
Squirrel
No.
says, BUP.
No. Ah, I'm going the wrong way.
Down. Richard Hines says, down. Squirrel says, a down. Richard Hines says, down. Richard Hines says, BUP. Squirrel says, right.
They're cheering me on.
Squirrel says, down.
Okay, one day you too will be able to fight a level 2 computer.
Squirrel says, right. Squirrel says, cut. Squirrel says, left. Richard Hines says,
They really
Isaac Rogers was
were.
a terrible pick. Squirrel says, left. Squirrel says, up. Richard Hines says, honestly, I don't know why you wanted them.
For real.
Squirrel says, cut.
We thought that was a great
Squirrel
idea.
says, down.
-6. Only 2 of those were sudden deaths, though. Hey, you got 1 KO. To
Squirrel
be fair, it
says,
was a level 2.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that is a good point to stop the tests for now.
Richard Hines says, I think DK and Bowser are a good choice.
Yeah. The DK, if you spam down B,
Richard Hines
B down,
says,
whatever it is.
But Squirrel says, I did good with DK on my own.
Yeah.
Richard Hines says, I have 10 minutes for the next coin drop.
Okay. So here's what we'll do. We'll do 2 more rounds. Well, how much longer you got till your next coin drop? Disable. I guess it'd be about 10 minutes for both of you. Okay, so we can do 2 more rounds. Or 1 10-minute round.
Richard Hines says, Richard Hines
Let me
says,
turn it back on. Give me a second.
Richard Hines says, Richard Hines says, Richard Hines says,
Oh, you got
Richard
24
Hines
minutes. Oh, gross.
Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, no lol, I have 24 minutes. Richard Hines says, Tom. Richard Hines says,
Okay, I
Tom.
got controls back on.
Richard Hines says, taunt.
The doctor is in.
Richard Hines says, up. 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 Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, B. Richard Hines says, up. Richard Hines says, up. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, A. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, right. Richard Hines says, A.
Takes so long for the text-to-speech to catch up.
Richard Hines says, going for good OL Sammy. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, left. Richard Hines says, A. Squirrel says, Zelda? Okay lol. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, A.
All right, so we're doing Samus then.
Richard Hines says, nailed it.
Perfect.
Richard Hines says, first try.
Amazing.
Richard Hines says, pink pier.
Yeah.
Richard Hines says, good with that squirrel. Squirrel says, sure.
Amazing. All right.
Squirrel says, I'm just here to smash. Richard Hines says, You can just come over and do that. Squirrel says, down. Squirrel
So,
says,
oops.
down.
So,
Squirrel says, down. Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, down.
Yoshi, no. I've got him.
Squirrel says,
Yeah.
B. Squirrel says, spam. Richard Hines
I
says,
don't think B spam works. Oops.
Squirrel says, a spam.
Something I'll have to
Richard Hines
add.
says, nice. Squirrel says, B. Squirrel says, B.
Yeah, I definitely need to add B spam in case y'all try to do Star Fox.
Squirrel says, okay.
No!
Richard
Get out
Hines
here.
says, alright. Squirrel says, a spam. Richard Hines says, alright. Squirrel says, a spam. Richard Hines says, B.
Do it, Piccolo. Use the special beam cannon.
Spam. Squirrel says,
I've got radits.
left. Richard Hines says, a spam. Squirrel says, up. Squirrel
Oh no!
says, down.
Piccolo, no!
Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, PvP.
Sorry. I was trying not to.
Richard Hines says,
Trying to get a space.
Squirrel says,
Oh no!
down. Richard Hines
Piccolo,
says,
no!
right. Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, B. Squirrel says, B. Squirrel says, A. Squirrel says, B. Richard Hines says, B.
I know.
Richard
I'm
Hines
sorry.
says, almost got a kill. Squirrel says, B. Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, B. Squirrel says, B.
Yeah, good job.
Squirrel says, B. Squirrel says, B. Squirrel says, B. Squirrel says, B. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, B.
Yoshi took that personally.
Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, B. Squirrel says, talk. Squirrel says, up. Richard Hines says, a spam. Richard Hines says, a spam.
No, stop. Yoshi, get back over here.
Says, a spam.
No, bad Yoshi. Oops.
Squirrel says, right.
Oh, dang it. Didn't mean to throw it.
Richard
No,
Hines
bad
says,
Yoshi.
B. Squirrel says, all right.
Yoshi, get back over here.
Says, B. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says,
Yeah.
B. Richard
Oh.
Hines says, B. Squirrel 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 says, B. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, hello.
No, stop. Bad Yoshi.
Squirrel says,
Oh no, not you.
Richard
Crap.
Hines
No,
says,
I'm sorry.
hello.
I healed you. I'm a doctor.
Richard Hines says, B. Richard Hines says, B. Squirrel says, jump. Richard Hines says, betrayed. Squirrel says,
No, I'm a doctor. I healed you.
Squirrel says,
I put you back at lower health or
B.
lower damage.
Squirrel says, Right.
Yeah, we got it.
Richard Hines says.
I got 2 KOs.
Throw.
Very nice.
Richard Hines says. Taunt. Richard Hines says. Taunt.
All right, so one more so Richard can get his coins. Oh, you gotta go to the store. Okay. Oh, you just got them. Okay. Cool. Okay. I guess that's about 14 minutes for Squirrel. I'll leave it up for a few more minutes for you to grab it.
Squirrel says.
Hey, you're good.
I'm good,
Okay.
LOL.
We'll do a quick rate out for channel points and yeah. Can we rate a random? Nope. Okay. Okay, so we'll do a quick rate out and then get off.
Squirrel says. Marley is on LOL.
Okay. We'll do a 2-person rate on Marley. Well, yeah. 2-person rate on Marley. It'll be great. Disable those. Crap.
Squirrel says.
What is it again?
Am I mod LOL?
You are mod. What's our username again on Twitch? Marley.
Squirrel says. Marley Andus.
Okay, Marley and us.
Squirrel says.
I was looking right at it and I was like, I think that's it. Instead of using 2 brain cells to click on her thing. Marley. All right. Thanks for stopping in. We're going to raid out. Enjoy your channel points. And have a good rest of the night.